right, hello everyone. For those of you that don't know me, I'm Dr. Dani Buda. Most of you I do know. Um, Welcome tonight. I'm glad everybody is taking their time to come here and learn about this. I just want to give a little bit of my story. I've known Dr. Dondee for 30 years. We went to school together, to chiropractic school, and I've just known him. So for the past 15 years or so, and then I met his beautiful wife a few years back. But I've seen him with this company for years, just talking about brain health and energy and a whole bunch of things. And I started off with some collagen last year, just because I'm getting older. I hit 50, my skin's looking a little, starting to get some wrinkles and little things happening here and there. And I figured, let me try the collagen. So I started on the collagen. Then it came time where hormones are changing, moods are changing, brain fog is happening, a whole bunch of things. And I called him and I said, look, you're posting all this stuff for brain health, and I need to know what it is, because I'm feeling this, and this, and I can't take it. I said, my mother runs circles around me. I can't remember anything, and it's driving me crazy. So he said, all right, doc, start with this and see how you feel. And little by little, I started some things. And then I found out that they were doing a study, because now mind you, I've tried to lose weight my whole life, on and off. I've gained and lost for the past 40 years of my life. So I've tried, I have to admit, I've tried the semaglutide, I've done the injections, which I know is horrible, but I was getting married last year, and I was like, I need to be skinny for my wedding. So I tried it, and it was absolutely horrible. Side effects, I was losing hair, and I don't have a lot to begin with. I have very fine hair, so I couldn't afford for that to happen. My husband tried it too. Stomach cramps beyond belief. So we were miserable. So I said, okay, I guess we're just going to get married like this and love ourselves and enjoy life. And that's it. So summer comes after I'm already on some products. Summertime comes, and they were coming out with a GLP-1 activator, which, if anyone knows the semaglutide, they say GLP-1. Well, that's what they're synthetically putting into your body. So when they said they were coming out with a natural one, I just couldn't wait. I'm like, well, why can't I be in the study? But there were already people in the study. They did a controlled study. He'll explain more about that to you, and how we got to this point. And as soon as that went on sale, I'm sitting at my computer, and I couldn't wait to get it. I've been on it for, actually, my husband and I both, but he had to work, so he's not here. But I've been on it for 2.5 weeks. I'm down about 5 pounds, 5.2. And I've lost inches. I'm wearing these pants. They didn't even fit me when I bought them, to be honest. I buy stuff that doesn't fit sometimes. I'm like, I'm gonna get in this. So that's kind of exciting. My scrub pants for work are falling off. Well, they just look baggy. My mom said it looked like I had a little something in my pants the other day. She's like, you can't wear them anymore. So so this is nice. So I'm seeing some inches already, which is great. And I have done if you ask me what I've tried in my lifetime, and mind you, I've been a Weight Watchers person since 1997, on and off and on and off, because I still like the way that they have you be accountable for what you're eating. So I still stick to that to some extent. And then I got on this, and my energy is through the roof, which I haven't had in about 2 years. My brain fog, Mom.
Better.
Much better. Mom says much better. So I'm really excited about a lot of things. Right now, the collagen, even though I got it last year, I've really been consistent with it since the summer. And I can wrap that little hair tie around my hair, only 3 times instead of 4 now. That to me is huge, because I have more hair than I've had in a really long time. So I just feel good. I have some color spots that are going away, like on my chest from sun. Like, I'm just noticing things. And so I finally found something. It's all based on science, and I'm finding that it's working. So the older I'm getting, I need to have my body functioning properly, because as a chiropractor, I also need to take care of my patients, and I want to promote what I'm doing as well. And I want to be able to promote health, period. And that's where I'm at. So I want to introduce you to Dr. Dondee Nettles, and he's going to take it from here and explain everything to you so you understand how it all works.
Thank you, Doc. Appreciate it so much. And thank you so much for opening up your office. So when I saw this information, I'm going to be fully transparent because you started a transparency role and I'm going to keep on that. When I saw this information a little over 15 and a half years ago, I will be completely transparent. I was not looking for another business opportunity. I was not looking for another way to be a servant to my patients. I just found something that I was on and I had an incredible experience before I even knew who this company was. And let me explain what that was. So 15 and a half years ago, when I heard about this company for the very first time, I was a chiropractor. I'm still a chiropractor, but I'm just now, after 14 years of retirement, coming back into very part-time practice. Because when I saw this information, I had the fourth largest solo practice in Arizona. We were seeing between 350 and 500 patients a week. I was also a health educator. I was on AM radio every Saturday on 2 different AM stations for an hour-long program, helping people be their own health advocate. That's my passion, to empower people. And I use what I call the 3E method, to educate them, to give them knowledge and wisdom, which equips them with the ability to take control of their life, which empowers them to lead it however they want. And that was my passion on the radio and in my practice. And it actually still gives me chills just talking about that. Well, it was working very, very well for me until parenthood came into my life, late in life. I had my son and missed his first words, missed his first steps, missed tucking his first tooth under the pillow. And not because I didn't want to be there, because I was at the office seeing patients. That was about 80 to 90 hours a week of my life. And then 3 years later, my daughter was born. And my father passed away of esophageal cancer and made me make him a promise that I would not continue living my life like the lyrics of the song called Cats in the Cradle, which is what I was doing. And I said the promise to my dad. Yes, I will keep that promise. The next day he passed away and put a big burden on my life to fulfill that promise to my deceased father. And right about that time, I heard about this company. Why that matters and how I heard about it, I was taking this blue product here called Protandim as the recommendation from a colleague of mine, a naturopathic medical doctor, who gave it to me after he beat the snot out of me on the racquetball court because he literally made me bleed. And he just said, here, you're going to need this for the swelling above my eye and on my elbows. And 5 days later, I was in a football tournament and ruptured the ACL in my right knee and damaged the meniscus. So that's a significant knee injury. And I was on this product. 5 days after that injury, as I was sitting on the edge of my tub in my bathroom, I bent my knee 90 degrees like this, which is 6 weeks typically after an injury like mine before you could even think of moving it like that. And I was 44 years old at the time. This was 15 years ago. And so when I realized what my knee, how it had healed, I called, hey, Dr. Chris, good to see you. I called Dr. Brian, who told me about this, and asked him, what is in that? And he said, just go online and research it. So I did. Good to see you, Doc. Aloha, brother. And so another one we went to chiropractic college with. So I did. I looked it up, found there was some science behind it. And why that was important to me didn't matter when I found out about it. It wasn't until about 3 to 4 months later when I got a call from someone listening to my radio show who was a firefighter in Tucson, Arizona, which is about 2 hours south of me. And why that matters, this is the whole divine intervention thing. Anybody in here know about radio broadcasting and how far a signal goes and all of that? Well, most people don't, but 70,000 watts of power, which our radio broadcasting frequency, it goes about 30 miles. Tucson is 140 miles. And I said, there's no physical way you could listen to my show, because I listen to your show every Saturday from 3 times as far as our radio is supposed to go. So I'm like, thank you, God. I was praying for a way to be daddy because doctor was killing me. Not physically, emotionally, because my relationship with my children was to kiss them on the forehead at 5 a.m. when I left in the morning and kiss them on the forehead again at 10 p.m. when I got home 6 nights a week because of the demands of my practice and my radio show. This gave me the ability, one, to be daddy and keep the promise to my father. 18 months after I got involved in this company, I replaced my practice income, sold my practice, and for 14 years, I was a stay-at-home dad to my kids while building this business, met my wife, Marcy. So anybody like ice cream sundaes? It's okay. This is the cherry on my ice cream sundae, meeting my beautiful wife, Marcy, through this business. And we blended our families, blended our businesses, and now for the last almost 12 years together, we've been blessing people all over the world. And now it's tens of thousands of people in 26 countries around the world that take these products every day, rather than the 350 to 500 in my town who came to see me and only when my practice was open. And every minute my practice was open was a minute away from my kids. And that's when daddy became more important than doctor. Well, that circle comes full circle. My son graduated from high school last May. He's now full-time working, full-time doing all kinds of stuff in his life. I have to go check his bed to see if he even lives with us anymore because he's never home. And my daughter's a sophomore in high school. She just had a varsity cheer competition today. They just qualified for nationals today. But as a cheerleader, I never see her either. And so I asked Marci, what if I go back into part-time practice? Just because I can now. I fulfilled my parental duty. Now I want to go back and give what this mind was trained in. And this company gives us the ability to do that and bless people that we don't even know. So as Dr. Buda said, we met in chiropractic college, almost 30. Let's not give it too much. So 27 years ago. But it's a blessing to drive 4 hours to come bless a friend and meet strangers and people that have been like family the last 8 years, and also another doc who I went to chiropractic college with. So this is our passion now. I'll introduce you to my wife, Marci.
You're amazing. Isn't he amazing?
Yeah.
Yes, I agree. Okay, so for me, LifeVantage actually found me at one of the most difficult times of my life. I had actually been a police officer for almost a decade, loved it. I was able to provide for my kids really, really well, and it was exciting. And I felt like I was really serving the community in a way that was important. But in August of 2009, I was in a car accident on duty that left me with a brain injury, several herniated discs throughout my spine. I've had 3 spine surgeries. I could not be a police officer anymore. And it was like my identity was stolen from me like that fast. It was really hard. I couldn't take care of my kids anymore. I went through a divorce of a marriage that was already struggling. We lost a house and I got really depressed. And when I told my doctors that, what do you think they did? They pulled out that prescription pad really fast and put my name on it like it was already there for more prescription medication. At this time, it had warning labels that said may cause suicidal tendencies. And I actually had 4 different times that I tried to take my life before very dear friends of mine were introduced to this company and activation and what these products can do for our bodies. And I was one of the first people that they thought of, and I'll be forever grateful to them because I truly believe that these products saved my life. And this company gave me purpose and a community that just really lifted me up and just wrapped their arms around me. And I still remember to this day, the very first time I took one of our little yellow pills that you're going to be learning about here in just a moment, and just hoping that this would be the solution, me being able to get my mind and my body working again. And within the first 3 days, I noticed a difference. My mind calmed to where I could actually sleep without the sleep meds I had been on for 18 months. Within the first week, I noticed a difference in my pain levels because on this product right here that Dondee pointed out, we have many patents specifically for anti-inflammatory and anti-fibrotic capabilities. And so if you reduce inflammation, which inflammation is the contributor to a lot of the pain that people experience, right? You're going to notice a difference. And I did in that first week. I started going like every other day on my pain meds. And in about 5 weeks' time, I was off of the pain meds they said I'd be on for the rest of my life. And then working with the psychiatrist that comes with those other drugs, I was able to get off of all the psychotropic meds as well and become completely prescription drug free within 10 weeks time. And that's when that Band-Aid that had not really been letting things heal was taken off and my body could start to heal itself. So that's when I got really passionate about this opportunity and started talking to everybody. I got on the radar of the people that were part of my team, which was Dr. Dondee. And we just really got excited and started just pushing this message out to the world because I knew that what had happened for me wasn't just for me. I mean, how many people in here have been on their knees praying for something at one point or another in your life, right? And how many people do you know that are probably on their knees now praying for a solution? Well, I know that what we have to offer is part of a solution for many, many people out there. We just need people talking about it to be able to help share it. And that's what we love to do, is to share it. So thank you, Dr. Dani, for allowing us to come back again, to be here to share again. So when we talk about LifeVantage, let's get this to move here since I've been playing with the computer. There we go. We are an activation company. We're not a supplement company. I mean, there are thousands and thousands and thousands of supplement companies. Would you agree? Well, supplement companies, they go and they've got products to hopefully be able to help something that is deficient inside of the human body that you don't have enough of, right? Well, what we do is that we actually go in with natural compounds and combinations of ingredients and activate or turn back on things that have gone to sleep or slowed down, whether it's because of our age, which is there anybody in here not aging? Right? Or maybe it's because of the environment, the air that we breathe, the water we drink. How about that fast food that's not really food that we're eating, right? All of that contributes to these things slowing down or stopping inside of our body. And so what we have done is through a lot of research and a lot of science, we have found pathways that we could activate and turn back on again so that your body can take care of itself the way that it was designed to. So we're super, super excited, first of all, to be able to admit in here, it looks like Tony Ann. We want to let Tony Ann in here before we start this video because we're going to watch a short video right now that's going to help explain more about activation and specifically NRF2 activation, which is the first pathway that we identified and were able to activate. So let's check this out. Playing with things when I have to.
Free radicals are naturally occurring molecules that can cause serious damage in your body. If free radicals are allowed to overwhelm your body's ability to fight them, they can adversely alter lipids, proteins, and DNA, triggering a number of health concerns. Fortunately, scientists have made a remarkable breakthrough that promises to give your body a natural aid in the fight against free radicals. It's called NRF2 activation. And according to researchers, it's a powerful process that stimulates antioxidant production and can wake up your body's ability to stay healthy. Understanding NRF2 activation begins with understanding how oxidative stress caused by free radicals affects your body. Free radicals are a natural result of your body's metabolic processes. Under normal circumstances, your body also produces antioxidants, which neutralize free radicals and limit the damage they can do to your cells. It's a bit like having a factory in your cells that produces enough antioxidants to keep the free radicals under control. But exposure to X-rays, ozone, cigarette smoke, inflammation, air pollution, industrial chemicals, and even exercise can overwhelm the body's natural responses to free radicals, allowing them to wreak havoc on your cells and your health. Over time, the damage to your cells and DNA turns off the power in the cell's factory, reducing our ability to create antioxidants and leaving us vulnerable to premature aging and health concerns. Fortunately, science has given us the ability to turn the power back on. NRF2 activation. NRF2 is a protein messenger that binds itself to DNA and is a master regulator of the body's aging process. Through the study of nutrigenomics, scientists have discovered that certain phytochemicals found naturally in foods turn on our ability to create antioxidants to combat aging and preserve health. Protandem is specially formulated with an optimal blend of these phytochemicals found in foods like turmeric and green tea. This patented blend is formulated to turn on the NRF2 biochemical switch that creates and releases the antioxidants your body needs to fight free radicals. And what do scientists say about NRF2 activation? In just the last 10 years, researchers have published more than 500 studies about the power of NRF2 to activate your body's natural response to free radicals. One recent peer-reviewed study from Washington State University calls NRF2 activation one of the most extraordinary therapeutic and preventative breakthroughs in the history of medicine. For more than a decade, LifeVantage has been the leader in developing effective natural NRF2 activation supplements like Protandim. We're excited to share the power of this breakthrough to create a healthier life for you and your loved ones for years to come.
I get chills every time I see that. That is what you understood there. I didn't understand when I was able to bend my knee at 90 degrees 5 days after that horrific knee injury. It wasn't until I looked into the science that it made me understand. And that's when I realized I had my hands on something as a chiropractor. And I took the product, took 6 patients initially, went down to GNC, bought 6 bottles, put some patients on it to see what it could do for them. And when all 6 of them responded incredibly favorably, I went down and bought 30 more bottles and put 30 more patients on it. And they all started having phenomenal results. And that's when I received a phone call from the guy who heard me on the radio. And that's when I realized this is pretty interesting. I didn't, well, one, I wasn't available energetically or in a desire to become part of a network marketing company. I wanted nothing to do with it. Because to me, and I will be in full transparency, like I said, I was ignorant about network marketing. I'd never done it, but I also never known anybody who had been successful. So I was very biased. And in the building that my practice was in, and it was in a commercial building, I had sign on my door, which was the 19th no soliciting sign that you would have to pass from the parking lot to my door of my practice. And just in case you missed it, anyone ever heard of the franchise fast signs? The fast signs center was down 1 floor from me. So I had a Braille sign made that says no soliciting, just in case you were blind. I didn't want you in my practice either if you wanted to sell me something from these pyramid schemes. And then they still came in, not blind people, but they still came in. And so I had 2 companies by name. I'm not going to mention them, but one of them rhymes with Bonnevie, if you've ever heard of that company, and the other one rhymes with Melaleuca. So I'm not going to disparage the companies, but I'm being facetious. But I had a sign that said Melaleuca and Bonnevie, this means you. And I put that under the no soliciting sign. Again, not because I was disparaged against the industry. I didn't know anything about it. I just didn't want them ignoring the 19 no soliciting signs and try to sell me something I didn't think I needed. That was my opinion until this company. But again, what Marci was talking about was prayer. I had been praying for a way to be a daddy to my kids that my practice wasn't allowing me to do. And this product changed everything for me because of my own experience. And I thought, if I can have my own experience and 36 separate people in my practice having something similar, I can share this with everybody because I took a Hippocratic oath. And in Arizona, I'm not sure what it's like here, the actual wording of it in Nevada. But in Arizona, it says, first, do no harm. And second, do everything within my experience, within my education, within my knowledge base to do right by my patients. And if I chose not to tell them about something I was biased in, I had an ethical responsibility that I would not be keeping my oath. And I realized that I have to tell people. Whether they purchase it, whether they get on it is not up to me. Whether or not I tell them about it is up to me. And this product right here changed my entire life. But take it to make it is something you're going to see. So you take the product and your body makes the benefit. And that's the difference between supplements. So let's say, for example, you've heard of antioxidants before, right? Antioxidants are the #1 combatant to free radical damage, also called oxidative stress. Vitamin C is a very good antioxidant. Vitamin D, vitamin E, very good antioxidants that you take. You take the benefit. Well, here's the challenge. In order to have a demonstrable benefit, let's say turmeric. Turmeric is way more powerful than vitamin A, E, or D. You have to take 36 teaspoons of turmeric every minute for as long as you live to do what 1 pill per day in this bottle can do, because it's 1,000,000 times stronger. So you can take, and I don't know if you'd like to choke down 36 teaspoons of turmeric every minute for the rest of your life, or take 1 tablet, because here's the difference. When you take this product, your body makes its own antioxidants. And in direct proportion to the response of the antioxidant benefit or the oxidative stress that comes at you. So here's another limitation of supplements. If you're deficient in vitamin D, for example, you can take a little or too little and still have somewhat of that deficiency, or you can take just the right amount, or you can take too much and create a problem. But when your body creates the benefit, there's never, ever, ever an inappropriate response. That's the blessing of this. And when I realized that, and I brought it into my practice, 18 months with this one product, the company that I was involved in the beginning, this was the only product we had. We've got over 30 now. I was able to create and replicate my practice income with this one product. And 18 months later, sold my practice. I've already shared that with you, and became a stay-at-home dad for 14 years. Well, the reason is because every year we get more and more and more free radical damage, and our bodies have the ability to fight it. It just gets inefficient over time. This brings back the youthful nature of it, literally the way it did when we were children. Then there was a second benefit, collagen, as Dr. Buda mentioned. Collagen is the #1 protein in your body. There's over 20,000 of them. Collagen is the most important and the most prevalent, and here's why. Every bone, every muscle, every tendon, every ligament, God bless you, every piece of cartilage, your cardiovascular system, your brain, your eyes, your hair, all heavily made of collagen. And here's the challenge. If you're taking notes, or just remember this statistic. Every decade after 20, we lose 12% of our normal natural production of collagen every decade after 20. And so think of how old you are, start at 20, however many decades that's been, it's 12% per decade that your body's lost. And you can't get that back just by supplementing, because if you can, now, is anyone in here currently taking a collagen product other than this one? So that you add it to your coffee. There's a lot of collagen products out there. In fact, we were on one for 6 years before we started taking this one. But here's something I thought was interesting. When we came out with ours, instruction 1, take your before pictures. And as you're going through every 7 days, take a follow-up picture, because the expectation was you will see a benefit. And the product we'd been taking for 6 years never told us to do that. And I don't know why, but it was probably because they weren't expecting us to notice a demonstrable difference, even though it was for our hair, skin, and nails. Didn't tell us about everything else in our body, but this product has collagen. So there's collagen in that bottle. But here's the difference. It also turns on your body's ability to make its own collagen again by 100%. So your body makes, after taking this, 100% more collagen going forward. That's the blessing of this. And when taken together, that's the recipe. So taking these two products helps make collagen and reduce oxidative stress. Here's some examples. So before 14, 21, and 30 days in of being activated, meaning there's a specialized cell in your body called a fibroblast. It's what makes collagen. After taking these two products, your fibroblasts increase 100% of their natural collagen production, which is why we expect to see results like this. And not just in the vision part of it or the demonstrable external part. Every joint, every muscle, every tendon, every ligament, joint health is improved dramatically with this. We kept going. So there's an additional thing. So has anyone in here, by a show of hands, ever had like past 12 o'clock noon brain fog? Or you walk into a room and go, what did I come in here for? And you kind of have to backtrack your thinking. What was I doing right before? Because I'm literally walking around having no idea why I came in here. It's not a thing of aging, though that does affect the aging population. It's a thing about human beings that live in a polluted world. And we definitely do. But what this does, and I'm going to mention a couple categories of medications. Who's ever heard of serotonin and dopamine? They have a direct relationship. There's a giant population of medications called SSRIs, which stands for selective serotonin reuptake inhibitors, which is a fancy word to say it stops your body from absorbing serotonin, so your body's natural production of dopamine will go up because they're in a direct relationship. So stop the body from absorbing serotonin and your dopamine will naturally go up. Dopamine is every time you get a ding on your phone or somebody answers a post on Facebook, it's that dopamine drip that you get. It's that positive chemical, positive feedback loop in your brain. Well, we realized it wasn't because people don't have Facebook that they have dopamine depletion. And Parkinson's, Alzheimer's, dementia, all of them are deficient in dopamine. And so there's medications out there, also bipolar disorder, anxiety disorder. They're all deficiencies of dopamine in the brain, which is where Wellbutrin and Paxil and Prozac and Zoloft and drugs like that come in. They work very well, but I'll give you kind of a realistic demonstration. That if I speak the language of Russian and Dr. Chris speaks English, we can sit here and we can talk to each other and we can even hear each other, but we'd have to just politely nod because I'd have no idea what he was saying if I didn't speak English and he didn't speak Russian. But if, lo and behold, Dr. Dani speaks both, I can speak to her in Russian, she can speak to Dr. Chris in English, and back and forth. And now we could communicate, but it's going to take an extra step in Dr. Dani, and it's a little clunkier and efficient. That's what Zoloft and Paxil and Prozac and Wellbutrin do in the brain by suppressing serotonin so that dopamine comes up. It's inefficient, but it works. This is different. This is all natural, passes through the blood-brain barrier, and allows your brain, one, to perceive its own imbalance of neurotransmitters, and not just serotonin or dopamine, but the other four as well: epinephrine and norepinephrine, and adrenaline and noradrenaline. Or noradrenaline. Those are the 6 chemicals that your brain uses to communicate to itself, to perceive the needs of your body, and to remedy those needs. And it does it with this. And there's caffeinated and decaffeinated, but green grape, strawberry, sour cherry, dragon fruit, purple grape. We've got incredibly delicious flavors. You just mix the packet into a bottle of water, shake it, and drink it. And within 15 minutes, mental clarity changes, vision, focus, attention span. In my case, short-term memory. You guys ever heard of having squirrel moments? I invent squirrel moments when they're not even there before this product. I mean, literally, I'm very much ADD, and I get distracted easily and try to figure out what was I just thinking about. This has helped me so significantly. It's not addictive, it's natural, and it helps my brain, one, fix its own problems, which is why we're so excited about this. But this is another type of activation. And mood, memory, attention span, focus, concentration, not just after lunch, constantly throughout the day. This is another video about what our next activation chapter has been. It's only been released since the 11th of last month, but it's GLP-1 hormone that your body naturally produces until it stops. Check this out.
Your weight and wellness are deeply connected, but cravings, emotional eating, and yo-yo diets can leave you feeling guilty, frustrated, and out of control. And over time, as food noise gets louder, extra weight can creep up on you. But it's not a lack of willpower, it's your biology working against you. As you age, your metabolism slows and your hunger hormones get out of balance. Stress, unhealthy foods, and even your lifestyle can make the problem worse. But what if you could take back control and work with your body instead of against it? As the pioneers and world leaders in activation, LifeVantage gives your body the right ingredients to take so it can make what it needs to create its own wellness. And now, introducing the latest innovation in activation science, the patent-pending MindBody GLP-1 system. This powerful system activates GLP-1 naturally to rebalance hunger hormones, quiet food noise, and change your relationship with food forever. It's the only 2-product system on the market proven to increase GLP-1 by 140% to help reduce your appetite and curb cravings, so you can manage your weight differently. The MB GLP-1 system works through dual activation and dual amplification, targeting GLP-1 at the cellular level with carefully selected ingredients. MB Core features a proprietary GLP-1 activation blend of 8 ingredients that directly activate different parts of the GLP-1 pathway in L cells, while 2 unique blends in MB Enhance indirectly activate GLP-1 production by giving your gut microbiome what it needs to fuel GLP-1 production. When used together, both products amplify GLP-1 by promoting more GLP-1 receptor sites and reducing an enzyme that breaks down GLP-1 by 38%. It also helps restore optimal signals between your gut and brain for a strong mind-body connection. With the MB GLP-1 system, you'll start to feel the benefits on day 1. And over time, you'll experience a total transformation. In an independent 12-week human clinical study, people lost up to 25 pounds and 27% of visceral fat in just 12 weeks. On top of that, 100% of all participants did not lose muscle while losing weight. It's time to turn down the food noise and turn up GLP-1. Better yet, leverage the power of other activation products to maximize your health and build a thriving side business to activate every aspect of your life. Explore what MindBody and other activation products can do for you today.
It's pretty amazing. And let me share with you, everybody remember Mr. Rogers, that TV show from the 70s? I'm going to give you a Mr. Rogers-ish demonstration or explanation of why this product even exists. So back in the 70s, when Mr. Rogers' show was popular, So to nowadays, right now, according to me looking at this yesterday, according to the Centers for Disease Control, 74% of the United States population is overweight. Back in the 70s, it was just 30%. So in the last 50 years, we've gone from 30% overweight to 74% overweight. And not because anything in us has changed genetically. There's fast food restaurants on every corner. And if you don't want to get recognized or seen inside or in the drive-thru, we have things like DoorDash now. You don't even have to worry about it anymore. And we've gone from back in Mr. Rogers' time, that here's the explanation back from that time. You're hungry. How do you know you're hungry? Because your brain perceived glucose was low in your blood. And so you get a signal to be hungry, triggering you to go into the kitchen, go into the pantry or the refrigerator and make yourself something to eat. You eat it, it's in your stomach, it stretches your stomach sends a signal, and I'm again using Mr. Rogers type language here. Your stomach sends a signal to the intestines, hey, we've got some food coming, you better get ready. And the stomach sends a signal to the pancreas, hey, the stomach just said we got food coming, give us some insulin so we can break down this glucose because the muscles are hungry. That happens, and then once you eat your last bite and the stomach swells enough to get the food, it sends a signal to the brain, okay, stop eating, which means you don't feel hungry anymore. And so you stop eating because you're satiated. The stomach sends signals to the pancreas, you've got enough insulin. So diabetes was almost non-existent back then, except for type 1. And you have a normal relationship with food, which is also, here's a challenge for you guys. Go on Google and just look at 1970s group photographs and count how many fat or obese people can you find in a 1970s group photograph when you Google it. Chances are probably none. And now go type in modern group photographs and just look, it's very different. And that's not shaming anybody, it's just how much we've changed. We no longer are eating because we get a hunger signal. We are hungry, we are eating because we visually saw something, a commercial on TV, or we smell something. We're motivated by vision and scent rather than hunger signals, which means we're completely out of control. And when you eat based on a craving because you saw something, over time, you reprogram your entire body, and GLP-1 production normally goes down and down and down. And in people that are overweight, especially in 36% of people that are obese, their bodies doesn't even make GLP-1 anymore. And so now they get into this vicious cycle, which becomes, and here's the proof. Every year, we're getting more overweight and more obese, not less. This problem is not getting any better, it's getting worse. And that's why we have things like Ozempic and semaglutide and liraglutide and these medications, because they're fake signals to your body and they work. People lose weight. The problem is the fakeness of it and the side effects that come along with it. And I'm going to make this very simple. When you take the nutrients necessary to equip your body for nutrition, it will always, always, always respond favorably. But when you trick the body into giving it what you think it needs, when you think it needs it, it will always, always, always object. And that objection is the side effect. And we just consider it normal, or it's kind of a risk to benefit ratio. I'm willing to lose the pounds. I don't care what the side effects do. Give me the product. And that's where people are right now. It's why it's so desperate. And if you guys ever heard of Dr. Joe Mercola, he's one of the most common websites on medicine or in overall health. On the 30th of last month, so October 30th, he published an article that so far just this year, just one drug, there's been 162 deaths because of it, because of side effects, and over 1,200 suicides because of the single drug Ozempic. And it's because they're tricking the body. And I'm not disparaging Ozempic at all. It works. The problem is it's short-term, it's synthetic, and it's not sustainable. So here's the GLP-1 program. We call it the MindBody system. So the 2 capsules are taken first thing in the morning with a full glass of water, allowing it to get into your intestine, release the signals, and primes that whole gut-brain axis, restoring the brain, stomach, intestines, and pancreas communication loop again. And then the MB Enhance is 2 to 4 scoops throughout the day, based on to give fullness and fiber to your intestines to complete that whole loop and make you feel fuller longer, which is the satiation. And it curbs hunger, it curbs cravings. Hey, hubby. And these are some of the statistics from the randomized trial we did on human beings. So the first one, 140% increase in natural GLP-1 made by your body again. Losing 9 pounds in eight weeks was the average. And then in an additional 4 weeks came an additional 15 to 16 pounds. So 25 pounds in 12 weeks. Marci and I have been on it for 10 weeks exactly, right? So I'm down 20.2 pounds. And we had weight to lose,
Right.
but I have no hunger cravings. Marci and I have been intermittent fasting for probably the last 6 or 7 years and doing very well on it. It was my challenge is, and we eat very, very healthy food. It's at night, the gluten-free crackers and the cheese that call me from the pantry, and the celery sticks and peanut butter
And
that I
honey.
just love, and honey, and Amish popcorn. So healthy things, but it's unhealthy when you add an additional 300 to 400 calories per night. After about 6 months, you put on 20 pounds and you wonder, where the heck did that come from? It doesn't happen overnight. It's every day. And that's the thing. And I don't have those cravings anymore. It's the craziest thing. And I thought, food noise, what even is food noise? I didn't know what it was until I didn't have it anymore. And that's pretty amazing. And it's not about willpower. We have a lot of willpower. But when she says, hey, you want some celery with peanut butter and honey? My willpower goes, sure. Because she's already partially making it. And that's the challenge. But we don't have to worry about that anymore. And the other 100% of the people who lost weight maintained muscle, meaning 0 muscle loss. And that is unheard of with the other varieties, which for every 10 pounds that people lose on Ozempic or Wegovy or Trulicity or the semaglutides, liraglutides, 6.5 pounds of that is muscle. 3.5 pounds of it is fat. And so they're getting lighter, but they're getting fatter muscle to fat ratio. That's the challenge. And that's okay. It's part of the side effects, and people are doing it anyway because of the weight. But with this one, no muscle mass loss. And you shouldn't be losing muscle mass when you're eating healthy anyway. And that's the whole entire thing. But the biggest part, 27% reduction in visceral fat. A lot of times people don't even know what visceral fat is until you've got that midsection that no matter what diet you go on, it just doesn't go away. It's the fat on the inside of your body that surrounds your viscera, which is your organs. It reduced that by 27% and 5% reduction in body fat. And it's patent pending, meaning very soon we're going to be getting a notice from the United States Patent Office and nobody can knock this off. But here's some other statistics. 82% took back control of their relationship with food. That's the food noise thing you don't have, the cravings you don't have. 95% reduced sugar cravings. That was Marci's. I'm salty, Marci's more sugar. 96% chose smaller portions. That's the thing for me too. I like the food. I go back for seconds and I go back for thirds. Not anymore. 85% fat less or felt less hungry. 90% ate less at meals, and 85% now eat for health instead of emotions. The emotional thing. You see a commercial about pizza, and then next thing you know, you're calling the Papa John's to come deliver it to the house. It's motivated by vision and not by hunger. Pretty significant. These are some results. This is a dear friend of ours, Shauna. And this is how long? 2 weeks?
No. This is about 7 weeks. But she lost 16 pounds. And she's somebody she struggled with her weight since she was 5 years old. And so to be able to have something come in that she felt like she's the one that coined the term, my willpower was activated. Because all of a sudden she had control over the food instead of the food having control over her. So it's completely changed her life forever. And then Kim is a very similar story. Hers is also 7 weeks, and she also lost 16 pounds. And by the way, both of these ladies in this last month more than doubled their businesses because of this GLP-1 product, because of the demand of this product in the marketplace. And then this person here, hi, this is me. So this was actually my 45-day results, which was about 10 pounds and about 11 inches. At 60 days, I measured and I was over 12 pounds down and over 15 inches. Okay, so I will tell you, divorce the scale, because the scale is not going to be a true picture here, especially because you're losing that fat and it's promoting the muscle, right? And then when you think about that visceral fat that Dondee was talking about, that 15 inches that I lost, over 5 of it was from my waist. I actually have an hourglass shape now. I always thought I was a trunk because no matter what I did, I couldn't ever loosen my waist. And that's where I lost it the very first. But I want to take you on a little bit of a journey here with me, because I want you guys to think about what journey you've been on with weight loss so far. The diet you've been on, the yo-yo that you've felt, that emotional attack that you've taken on yourself. Like every time you look in the mirror when you're getting ready to go outside, this was what I was doing. What I was saying to myself when I would look in that mirror was, it's like, I cannot believe you're going to go out looking like that. Don't you see that back fat? Everybody's going to see that back fat. I see that back fat. Or those pants, I cannot believe you're going to wear those pants out. Those butt dimples, everybody's going to be focused on those butt dimples. That's the way I used to talk to myself. But hey, you may not believe me, but this is the truth. On day 2, when I was standing in front of the mirror, shaking up our powder for our second day, we were in Park City, Utah, and I looked at myself and I'm like, you look thinner already. I was shocked. And yet when I got home a few days later and I measured myself, I was down 2 inches in my waist. It's a rewiring of your brain. It's you taking back control in your body, doing and sending the right signals the way it's supposed to, so that you do look at food as fuel instead of as that emotional release or comfort or whatever it is, right? And so when you have that power and you're not hungry anymore, because you lose those cravings, you lose the desire for those things that you were addicted to, because food is an addiction, especially the way that they've created it, especially the way they've packaged it, especially the way they've hidden ingredients in it that are just detrimental to your health, right? If you can't pronounce it, you shouldn't be eating it, right? And sugar is your #1 enemy. And yet they put it in everything, right? And so as Dondee mentioned, sugar was my big nemesis. I was addicted big time. And yet now 10 weeks in, I have had no desire for anything that I would have wanted before. And I've had lots of opportunities. It's like when we were in Kansas City for this launch, we went for barbecue. Kansas City, barbecue, too, right? But I was like, no barbecue sauce. It didn't even sound good because I know how sweet the barbecue sauce is, right? But I got some really amazing burnt ends. Don't need barbecue sauce on that stuff, right? But what it was is when we were getting ready to leave, they're like, hey, we just had some hot carrot cake come out with some really amazing cream cheese icing. Do you want a piece? Normally I would have been like, can I take 2? Because that's like my favorite thing ever. And I was like, no, I don't need it. Thanks. But what if you could do that with those things that you know aren't good for you, but your body, you keep your brain tells you, oh, just go ahead. What's one gonna hurt? Or you can just work out more tomorrow. You can walk more steps, whatever it is. That's all the downfall of that broken GLP-1s hormone not being in play. If you have cravings, if you desire things that aren't good for you, it's a pure indicator that your GLP-1 hormone is turned off. And so we want to help you get that turned back on, and so that you can experience what we've experienced. These are just some of the early on messages that were being sent in what we call the Club 55, because we were part of a second trial of 55 people that had the opportunity to try the products before it even launched. And this is what we had going back and forth. So it's like, you look at the first one, I was in tears yesterday. After 3 weeks on our GLP-1 activating system, I have lost 6.2 pounds and over 10 inches. I put on a pair of pants yesterday that before GLP-1 activation, the elastic band was fully stretched. Yesterday, they sat on my hips with a waistband not stretched at all. That was me, and I did cry. That was crazy, right? But then just finished 3 weeks of my GLP-1 activator, and I'm amazed. Stuck to my lifestyle, party and get together, indulged in small Twix at night, yet still lost weight and inches. As of this morning, I'm down 11 pounds. 3 weeks in, and I'm down 4 pounds and 5.5 inches. As of this morning, I'm down 13 pounds. Today is day 28 for me. These are the stories that we're hearing from person after person. This Club 55, the 55 of us went really loud all over social media, sharing our stories. It was us Club 55 that got this really big fire going. And that's why we sold out in 12 days and shocked corporate, right? But now we have Club like 55,000 that are all out there using these products and are sharing their stories. And so this is going to be the opportunity that is going to blow our minds continuously. And yet, looking at the stories, when I have amazing women that are 300 pounds that have tried everything. And they look at themselves the way I was looking at myself, and they can't live the life that they want to, start sending me messages. It's like, Marci, I've lost 5 pounds. Marci, I'm down 3 inches. And you can just see it in their messages, how thrilled they are about the changes in their lives. That's why we do this, is because it is changing people's lives. Not to mention the health concerns that come along with being overweight or obese are, it's sad. And that's what we want to help with, is being able to help people live a healthier life. So we hashtag take it to make it. You take our products to make the things that your body used to make on their own or used to make more of, and it helps to activate it to make more. We empower our bodies to make the antioxidants, the proteins, enzymes, and things you need for better health. And when you share LifeVantage, you also get to activate your bank account and earn additional income. So that's what we're going to go into now. As Dondee mentioned, we have many more products than what we've talked about. We actually have a full product catalog of activation products that cleaner, greener, better for you, better for the environment. We have hair care, we have skin care, we have top end supplements that help the activators work better, and the activators help the supplements work better. So we have a whole catalog of products for you to take a look at and learn about. So whoever invited you here tonight, please make sure that you get to them and say, hey, I'd like to learn more about maybe that nootropic or that energy drink that we were trying, because I believe we have samples for people to try the Axio, or I want to learn about the hair care or the non-toxic skincare, which, by the way, if you have not looked into your skincare or your hair care, if it's toxic, it's bleeding into your brain. So if you're having the brain fog, if you're having the poor memory, if you're having issues, that may also be a really strong contributor to that. So Activation Nation is who we are. LifeVantage activates the world. And those of us working together are a community that just really lock arms with everyone, because we're kind of a different company. LifeVantage, it doesn't matter whose team you're in. It doesn't matter what group you go to a meeting with. We all work together because we're more like a family than we are separate organizations. So we actually have a compensation that we call Evolve. It has something for everybody. It has something for people that want to just share the products and sell products to customers. And then we have a side of it to where if you want to build a bigger business and build a team, you can earn additional income for that as well. We have products that don't just supplement, they activate. We are not a me too company. You cannot get our products anywhere else other than through LifeVantage. And we are publicly traded, full transparency. We'll talk more about that here in just a moment. But Activation Nation is thriving. As I mentioned, this past month, we had businesses double, and we even had some triple this past month, all with this launch of this GLP-1 product. So we have amazing leadership with Steve Fife. He's our CEO. He actually started out as our chief financial officer. And then when the opening came up, they moved him into it because he was such a visionary. He could see where we could grow, and he saw where we needed to cut back too. But we are at a point to where we're debt free, and we're making major investments into product development, just like this MindBody system, and also into tools and things to help us in the field be able to share them easier. On top of that, we are completely transparent. You can go, our ticker is LFVN. You can see and look into everything that we're sharing with you. You can trust us if you'd like to, but you don't have to. You can go and check it all out for yourself. It's all open book for you. We're highly recognized and accredited by our peers in the news. We've rang the bell on NASDAQ 2 different times now. And one of my favorite things about LifeVantage is LifeVantage Legacy. This is our 501c3 arm of the company. This is where we go out and we do good everywhere we go. We're raising money right now for the hurricane victims in North Carolina and the other areas that were hit so hard, as well as anywhere that we go. Like when we were in Kansas City for the launch, they were brilliant. They were so smart about this. We gathered up diapers, filled our suitcases with diapers, took them there to donate them to moms that needed that diapers so desperately, which left us a lot of space in our suitcases for the MindBody systems that we would be buying at the event to come home. Isn't that smart? But like even when we were in Croatia, we did a service project there. When we go to Mexico, we go and we generally refurbish schools and help with air conditioning, replace their windows, whatever needs to be done, we're there to do it. And it's all part of when we built homes in Mexico too. We've been doing that for almost 10 years. So we have a whole little community that have been built. We raise the money, we go down and build them ourselves and give them to people there that qualify. So as I mentioned, our compensation plan is called Evolve. And this is how you can earn money by sharing these products. So you can share product and make money. You can build and grow a team, a small team, and you can make money. Or you can build a big team and lead a movement and make significant money. We're going to give you some examples here in just a moment. So some of the ways that you can make money by selling product to customers is the first is our customer sales profit. We have a 3-tiered pricing. We have retail, which is the most expensive. Does anybody in here like to spend the most on everything? No, we like a sell, right? We like a discount. So we have our customer on subscription, which is 10% discounted off of the retail price. And then as consultants, we get the lowest price available, which is another 10% discount below the customer on subscription. So those are the 3 tiers of pricing. The first bonus that you make off of sharing products with customers is that you get to keep the difference between their price and your price. So if they came in at retail, you'd get the difference between the retail price and the consultant price. If they came in on subscription, you get the difference between the 2 prices, okay? And that's every single month that they order. So that's why we want to get them on subscription, right? Because that 20% might sound really good to get the difference on that first, but when they're on subscription, you get that every single month that they order, okay? Do the sell one time, get paid over and over and over again. And then the personal sales bonus, this is where you earn extra rewards as you gather more customers off of the volume added together of all your customers. You earn different percentages. And then the share bonuses, this is where you're going to have people that are customers that say, hey, you know what? I really like these products. I really like what's happening for me. And I know some people that could probably use them. And so maybe you have somebody become a consultant and you can start earning some money. And then if you do it early in your business, you earn extra bonuses, which you earned some extra bonuses last month. You probably don't even know what you do. It's pretty cool. And then if you decide to build and grow a team, we have level commissions. You can actually earn up to 9 levels bonus matching off of those people that decide to become consultants with you and any products that their organization sells. You get a percentage of that because you are going to help and support them in their business. And it's just like we're here for Tracy, we're here for Danny, and we're here for Chris, right? To help support them in building their businesses, and we'll earn percentages off of their business growth as it goes. If we don't help them make money, guess who doesn't make money? We don't make money. So we all work together as a team to do this together because we want you to be successful, okay? Now, if you want more information on the compensation plan, you can scan this and it will take you directly to a web page that has little short videos about the compensation plan, or you can get with the person that invited you here tonight and they can just give you the link directly so that you can learn more. Now, these are a couple examples, few examples to be grammatically correct, because, you know. Okay, so Jessica is an SC3, Senior Consultant 3. This is early in building your business. This is about 5,000 or 6,000 in organizational volume. On average, at this level, they're making between $8 and $659 a month. Wow, that's a broad number, isn't it? Well, this is where I get to tell you the disclaimer, right? What you put into it, you get out of it. So the more you share, the more benefit, or the reaping and the sowing, right? The more you reap, the more you're going to, or so you're going to reap, right? You'll get more out of it, the more work that you do. And then at MC2, this is when you have 20,000 in group volume. This is Ken and Iris, and they're making on average between $276 to $1,846 a month, every single month. And then Daniel Song. So he is a professional in network marketing. He's been in many different companies and he's done the work and really done the personal growth too, to become a leader. He achieved EC2, which is Executive Consultant 2. That's 150,000 in organizational volume. And he did that in like 7 months, in a really short amount of time, because he knew so many people and he was connected, right? Well, the average here is between 13,000 and just under 54,000 every single month that people at this level are making. So the potential is here. It's just a matter of what you see for yourself. And by the way, what I'll tell you from our experience, 13 and a half years, 15 and a half years, you'll see yourself maybe doing this, maybe, but then when you get there at that lower level, then you'll be like, I got there. Maybe I can do a little bit more, because it's absolutely possible, especially because you don't do it by yourself. We do it as a team. Plus, we get to activate a lot of fun and adventure here with LifeVantage. As a matter of fact, we have 2 different incentive trips that we're working for right now. We have one that is a cruise to Alaska that's going to be going out August of 2025. Anybody want to get out of the desert in August? Perfect timing, right? To go to Alaska, and we get to qualify all the way through the end of March. So anybody that gets started, you could qualify for this trip if you're willing to do the work to do it, right? And the cool part is that the work is just the work to build your business. And then you qualify with points that you earned by building your business. And then this one here, the South Africa trip, this is a trip that executives are working towards right now. Dondee and I are working really hard to earn this trip. South Africa, it's like a 10-day trip, all on the company dime, you know, safaris twice a day, all those kinds of fun things, all for building our business, all for supporting our team, all for helping people learn and grow. And again, all paid for by the company. And then I love Growth Summit, because this is where when you hit 10,000 in organizational volume, the company recognizes you as an up and coming leader, and they bring you up to Northern Utah. They put you up in a 5-star hotel, and they teach you and train you into the leadership ranks. So they help you understand what it takes to go to that next level. And again, it's all on the company dime. It's all to help you become that leader that they see in you. So as you mentioned, or as we mentioned, and you heard, we have officially sold out of the MB system, the MindBody system. And so we're taking pre-orders now. And what's really cool is that the earlier you get your pre-order in, the sooner you'll get it shipped out to you, because they're doing it in order, right? So that's why it's important to make sure that we get you set up on a system that includes the MindBody, so that you're in the early part of the line to get it. So if you're interested in becoming a consultant, these are some of the options that you have that you could choose from that include the MindBody system. And so the top one, the multiplier pack, I love this one because it's perfect for multiplying, because it's for you plus 2. There's enough product for you plus 2. And the product that's involved in this is that Protandim NRF2, the True Science Liquid Collagen, and the MB system. Now, because the MB system is on back order, you would have that, what we call Healthy Glow Stack with Protandim and collagen shipped to you immediately, so that you could start reducing that damage, that oxidative stress inside your cells, and start getting your gut in alignment with the collagen and all the other goodness that collagen does for you, while you're waiting for that MB system to be shipped to you. As soon as it's available, it would ship out to you directly. Okay, that's the top one. So you'd have enough for you, plus if you're married, for your spouse, or if you have 2 people in mind that you really want to do this business with, you'd have product that you could hand to them to get started on as soon as they sign up. And then when they receive theirs, they give it back to you. You're not giving it to them for free. No, right? They sign up, you would have product to hand to them so that they could get started right away. Now, the premium pack, this one is product for one. It's the same products that's in the multiplier pack, but it's products for one. The executive pack, again, is products for one, but it also includes Axio, the brain food, the nootropic that Dondee was talking about. It also has fat burn that would be shipped out to you directly. The fat burn works on that visceral fat. It's a different pathway, works differently than the MB system, but it would start getting your body burning the fat before you get the MB system. Plus, it comes with True Renew, which reverses 11 signs of aging. It's a piece of our skincare regimen that is phenomenal. It is, love this stuff. So there's different prices on these. Just get with the person that invited you here tonight to see what they are. What comes with each one of these is everything that you need to start your business, as well as 3 discount codes, 10% off for customers. That's good for a week, as well as 3 discount codes that's good for a full 30 days for consultants that want to join your business. So you'd be able to offer them 10% off. And then if you're interested in becoming a customer, you want to subscribe with a stack. because when they put products together, they give you a discount on the prices to be able to help you get started, okay? Hi, come on in, come on in. But when they combine the products together, there's a synergy in the products and the way that they work. Plus they give you a discount on the actual combination of the products. One way that you could get started is with the Healthy Gut Stack. If you think that you've got some gut issues that you should probably get in line while you're waiting for the MindBody system, you could get started on the Healthy Gut Stack and put the MindBody on your subscription for November or later in the month. I would suggest though that you add MindBody to it so that you have it on back order and ready to come to you, just because you want to get it as quickly as it's available, and they will be doing it in the order of the products being placed, those cells. And then the Healthy Weight Stack, this is Protandim NRF2 with the MindBody system. So Protandim would be shipped out to you immediately, and as soon as it's back in stock, MindBody would. And the Premium Stack, this is the same product combination as what we were talking about previously with the Protandim, the True Science Liquid Collagen, and then the MindBody. So you'd get the Protandim and collagen immediately, and MindBody would ship out to you as soon as it's available. So we want to thank you guys so much for coming and taking a look at this, and just know that we're here to help answer questions. And whoever invited you has got access to a website that has got so much information on there as well, including the FAQs, product information, label information in case you want to see what those ingredients are, and we can definitely get those links to you as well.